Welcome to the Digital Media Hub. Today I'm here with Fahmy, President and CEO of CENGN. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me.
It's a pleasure.
It has been a day full of excitement and energy and a lot of 5G talking, which is great. And it is wonderful to have individuals like yourself here and CENGN, as a partner here at Hub350 and being engaged here today. So I want to get straight into it. I'd love to hear a little bit from you, the 5G Innovation Hub. Firstly, let's take a second and just kind of capture what that is. And then I'd love for you to share a little bit what your goals and kind of like aspirations are specifically for the Hub.
Well, thank you very much. It's a really pleasure to be here and feel the energy in the room and in the building all day. So the 5G Innovation Hub is an initiative started by TELUS that brings together TELUS, Hub350, and CENGN to build what we call a living lab. And a living lab is both a place and a community that come together to provide an enabling environment where we can help companies innovate, co-create, test their innovations, and develop solutions that ultimately we want to bring to market and commercialize faster. Mm-hmm. The goals here are multifold. 5G in and of itself is a tremendous economic opportunity, right? So 5G, there's reports that say could be about $40 billion added to GDP in Canada, just from an intrinsic economic opportunity of the technology itself. But it goes way beyond that because it's the applications of 5G that ultimately will really drive the value. And by that I mean the use cases and the applications that can be applied in all of the different vertical industries of the country. So how do we apply 5G in agriculture, in manufacturing, in healthcare, et cetera? And that's what we call digital transformation. It's the adoption of advanced technologies in traditional industries, and that is a much bigger economic opportunity, some $330 billion of GDP opportunity. Wow. So there's an economic opportunity in tech and in our vertical industries, but yet again, it goes beyond that. We have important social goals and environmental goals in the country beyond just the economic opportunity. And adoption of tech goes straight to achieving those goals. So ensuring equality of opportunity through availability of technologies in all communities of the country. Our environmental goals are going to be enabled and possible only through the smart application of technology in all of these industries. So it's a multifaceted landscape that we operate in. And the 5G Innovation Hub in Canada wants to apply all of the creativity, the energy, the innovation that is happening in the ecosystem here and across the country to achieve these goals.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for that. It sounds amazing. And now I'm sure people are chomping at the bit. They're like, how do I access this? So how does an innovative company access the 5G Innovation Hub?
Yeah, so first we're building an ecosystem. So you have to be able to bring different stakeholders to the table that fill different roles. So we have what I call the market enablers. So the organizations that bring enabling technology or market knowledge. You have the problem owners, so organizations like a hospital, for example, or a manufacturing organization, or a farm that have business goals that can be solved through application of technology in different ways. So those are the problem owners. And then you have the problem solvers, basically the innovative companies, whether they're startups or larger companies that come with solutions to these problems. And you bring all of these stakeholders together around what I call a challenge statement. So what we will do is we're going to be issuing challenge statements around specific market or technology goals or use cases or objectives, and we're going to solicit proposals from the community to develop projects and come conduct these projects in the 5G Innovation Hub here. And when these projects are selected, they will have access to very leading edge technology environment that CENGN is building with TELUS and other partners like Nokia and IBM and Dell and others. They will have access to support from CENGN to conduct the projects. And then, but most importantly, they will have engagement from TELUS, right? They will have engagement from potential end customers, the problem owners, that could help these innovative companies develop their products, their solutions, but ultimately maybe find them path to market, channels to market, where they can really develop the commercial growth of their company. So it'll be around challenge statements and bringing an ecosystem of players together around that.
Wow. Now it sounds almost like you've already kind of answered the next question, but what does success to you in general look like when it comes to the application of the innovation, of the 5G Innovation Hub, or even to the programs that you as CENGN provide?
Yeah, so again, multi-layered. I would say there's the very immediate metrics that we're going to measure, right? So how many projects are we conducting? How many collaborations are we enabling? How many partners are we bringing to the table? Those are just the kind of the mechanics of the program. More importantly is, what are the impacts that come from that? And in all of the programs that CENGN conducts or manages, not just this one, not just this lab, we measure direct and indirect impacts. So we typically survey the companies that do projects with us. We'll survey them before they do a project with us. So what is your size of your company? What is your revenue level? How many customers do you have, et cetera? And then we'll survey them again a year later. And not that conducting a project with us is the only factor, but we measure the growth and the success path of the companies that we engage with, and we manage and we gather these statistics, and we call that like direct impact. We also conduct third-party economic impact analysis, so modeling around everything that we do here, and that can be translated into jobs or GDP impact. So CENGN's been around for 8-9 years now, and through the life of the program, through third-party independent economic impact analysis, these models say that we've created something like 11,000 jobs, and we've enabled over $1 billion of GDP, both direct and indirect. So those are pretty big numbers, and so we measure success through the impacts that our programs enable.
That's amazing, and that seems that you use so many data points, and that's great because that shows that is on your mind from the beginning every time you start a project or engage with someone that goes through this, right? Which means immediately it's never, an afterthought, maybe we should go see. That is just how you have already, that's your process, that's how you've built it, and that clearly is a key indicator of why you've been so successful, because it's a consistent driver for you. What is the impact that you're doing? And clearly when you have those big numbers, that's exciting, right? And you just see, okay, look, how much more can we do? And then you get almost more excited to know, okay, let's get more information. Let's see where we can take this. So to you, what does the future look like for CENGN, right? And how does that look for you, and where do you see this go?
Yeah, so CENGN is a not-for-profit, right? So for us, we don't measure impact through revenue. We measure impact through the growth of our clients. And so going forward, from a future strategy perspective, what we want to do is we want to expand on the concept of living labs. When we were founded 8 or 9 years ago, we were a center of excellence in advanced networking. And the vision at the time was that we were going to help support or enable the growth of companies in the networking industry, in the telecom industry. And we've done that a lot. We still do that. But we've seen a really marked change in the last 3 or so years in terms of the startups that come to our program for help. And what we see now is the vast majority of them are aligned to specific vertical industries. So it'll be a startup that says, I have a solution for this problem in agriculture, or I have a solution for this problem in healthcare, or whatever the vertical industries are. So our program initially started around an enabling infrastructure around data centers. So we operate 4 data centers, and we continue to do a lot of our projects there. But the future is to continue to evolve around a structure around living labs, where not only do you provide the supporting environment and the enabling technology, but you put it in the physical environment that is proper to that vertical industry. So we operate a living lab today in a greenhouse or in a mine. That we do that today, and we want to do more of that going forward. And CENGN, as a not-for-profit organization, that is independent, is really focused on an open ecosystem. So the other part of our strategy going forward is to continue to be a focal point for an ecosystem of contributors and clients and partners, and we want to continue to grow that, because ultimately, I was presenting earlier today and I was saying, collaboration, the root or the etymology of collaboration is laborare from Latin, which means to do work, right? So the goal of our ecosystem is to bring like-minded companies together that contribute to our greater goals from all different perspectives, and apply the strength of the program against that.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow. JC, that was fascinating, and it's so wonderful to hear just this process and these programs and all the support and just the enthusiasm of trying to pull these companies forward. So, and making real impact, right? Real impact, and really trying to measure that impact. So thank you very much for sharing with us a little bit more today. Thank you very much for joining us, and make sure that you join us next time. Thank you.